With peace slowly returning, the Romanov Dynasty began rebuilding a nation scarred by decades of war and uncertainty. Russian villages Petri remarked. Tsar Michael Romanov restored stability, laying the foundation for a stronger and more unified Russian state. His successors continued expanding the kingdom, but Russia still lagged behind the great powers of Western Europe. Then, in 1672, a boy named Peter Romanov was born. Few imagined he would transform Russia forever. Unlike most princes, Peter preferred workshops and shipyards to palace ceremonies, fascinated by machines and engineering. As he grew older, Peter dreamed of opening Russia to the wider world beyond its borders. To learn from Europe's greatest powers, Peter secretly traveled across the continent, working alongside ordinary craftsmen. He studied navigation, engineering, medicine, and military science, determined to bring new knowledge back to Russia. When Peter returned home, he wasted no time. Russia would change faster than anyone thought possible. Old traditions would soon face an unstoppable force. Peter was preparing to reshape Russia from the ground up. Peter believed Russia could no longer remain isolated. To survive, it had to modernize as quickly as Europe. He reorganized the government, strengthened the army, and demanded discipline from every official who served the crown. To challenge Europe's strongest navies, Peter ordered the construction of Russia's first powerful modern fleet. Thousands of craftsmen worked day and night. Timber became warships, and rivers became gateways to the sea. Peter also challenged old traditions. Noblemen were ordered to shave their long beards or pay a special tax. Royal barbers trimmed the beards as officials collected the new beard tax tokens.
These reforms are an outrage. Peter's changes will ruin our holy traditions. We will not stand by, fans. He spits on our ancestors' legacies.
The greatest challenge came from the Streltsy, elite soldiers who rebelled against Peter's growing authority. Peter crushed the rebellion with overwhelming force, sending a clear message that resistance would not be tolerated. With opposition defeated, Peter accelerated his reforms, reshaping Russia's military, government, and society. But Peter's greatest challenge still lay ahead. A powerful northern kingdom stood between Russia and the Baltic Sea. In 1700, Peter declared war on Sweden, determined to secure Russia's long-awaited access to the Baltic Sea.
We march to the Baltic.
Sweden will yield. Standing against him was Sweden's young king, Charles XII, one of Europe's most brilliant battlefield commanders. The first great clash came at Narva. Despite superior numbers, Peter's inexperienced army suffered a crushing defeat. Many rulers would have accepted defeat. Peter saw it as the beginning of an even greater transformation. He rebuilt the army from the ground up, introducing modern training, better weapons, and strict military discipline. Shipyards expanded rapidly, producing a navy capable of challenging Europe's strongest maritime powers. Peter also founded a new city on the Baltic coast. It would become Russia's window to Europe. Year after year, Russia grew stronger while Sweden's resources slowly began to fade. Then came the decisive Battle of Poltava. Peter's modern army stood ready for its greatest test. The outcome of this single battle would forever reshape the balance of power across Northern Europe. On the fields of Poltava, two great armies prepared for a battle that would change Europe's future forever. Peter's disciplined army held its ground. Years of reform were finally about to face their greatest test.
Soldiers, years with our graces and claim this daisy.
The Swedish attack met fierce resistance. Russian artillery and disciplined infantry gradually seized the advantage. By the battle's end, Sweden's army was broken. Russia had emerged as a dominant military power in Northern Europe. The Great Northern War continued, but the balance of power had already shifted beyond repair. In 1721, the Treaty of Nystad formally ended the war and confirmed Russia's growing influence on the Baltic Sea. That same year, Peter accepted a new title, Emperor of all Russia. The Russian Empire had officially been born.
I accept the sacred duty to let expand back.
St. Petersburg became the empire's new capital, symbolizing Russia's determination to face Europe instead of turning away. Factories expanded, academies opened, and new ideas spread across the empire, reshaping Russian society for generations. Peter's revolution had transformed Russia into a European empire. Yet an even greater expansion was still to come. In 1725, Peter the Great died, leaving behind a transformed empire, but no clear plan for its future leadership. Without Peter's commanding presence, rival nobles and military leaders competed for influence inside the imperial court.
Agreed, but the council must be swayed. I will handle them.
The empire entered an era of palace coups, where rulers could rise or fall almost overnight. Despite political instability, Russia continued growing stronger, expanding its influence across Europe and Asia. Then, in 1762, a determined woman seized the throne. History would remember her as Catherine the Great.
Born in a German principality, Catherine embraced Russia as her new homeland and mastered its language, politics, and traditions.
She admired Enlightenment thinkers and dreamed of governing through education, law, and reason.
Reason shall guide our empire's path. Ruling this vast empire demands difficult choices. We must balance bold reforms with the realities of power.
Your Majesty, the military supports these measures. The provincial impact must be considered. Under Catherine, Russian culture flourished as new schools, libraries, and institutions spread across the empire.
But Catherine's greatest ambitions extended far beyond education. She was preparing to redraw the map of Eastern Europe.
Catherine believed Russia needed warm water ports to compete with Europe's greatest powers and expand its influence.
The Black Sea ports and Canton future.
War soon erupted with the Ottoman Empire. Russian armies marched south toward the Black Sea frontier. Victory after victory strengthened Russia's position and opened new opportunities for expansion. In 1783, Russia formally annexed Crimea, securing a permanent strategic position on the Black Sea. New ports, shipyards, and coastal cities rapidly expanded Russia's growing naval presence. Meanwhile, the neighboring Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth struggled with internal political divisions and foreign pressure. Russia, together with neighboring powers, took part in the partitions of Poland, dramatically reshaping Eastern Europe's borders. By the end of the 18th century, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth had disappeared from the map of Europe. Russia now stretched farther than ever before, standing among the most influential empires on Earth. But even the greatest empires would soon face a new challenge. Across Europe, revolution was about to change everything. After decades of expansion, the Russian Empire had become one of the largest and most powerful states in the world. Catherine transformed Russia into a respected European power through diplomacy, military victories, and ambitious reforms. Yet beneath the empire's success, millions of peasants still lived under the harsh realities of serfdom. As Catherine grew older, attention slowly turned toward the question of who would inherit the empire. In 1796, Catherine the Great died, ending one of the longest and most influential reigns in Russian history. Her son, Paul I, inherited an empire of immense strength, but also growing political tension. Paul quickly introduced strict military discipline and reversed several of his mother's policies, unsettling many powerful nobles. Meanwhile, across Europe, a revolution had swept away an ancient monarchy and inspired a new generation of ambitious leaders. From the chaos of revolution, a brilliant young general named Napoleon Bonaparte began his astonishing rise to power.
That's dice combat!
Soon, the Russian Empire and Napoleon would collide in one of history's greatest struggles, a conflict that would shake Europe to its core.